Coming up on Be Kind, Let's Rewind.
For today, we're going a little bit different of a direction. We're going to be talking about inflation.
Oh no! They're coming in through the back door!
Last time I went inside of Taco Bell, actually, I took a picture of the reason that I'll never go back inside of Taco Bell.
What is it about the Scream movie that just made women want to grab your piece and stroke it to completion?
Do you know how much the condoms cost back then?
No, we never used them.
Ghoulies.
Yeah,
You got it right.
I just remembered it.
Everyone remembers that movie, but no one watched that damn movie.
Never saw it.
Nobody, dude.
It always had two blocks on the back of it because no one rented it, like the adult toys and video store or whatever. It had that vibe. Like, as I got older, I was like,
I'm scared.
It's your
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
The more money you make, the more problems you get.
Welcome to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast no one asked for, with your hosts, Chris, Leaf, and Shadwick.
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast that no one asked for. Today, we're going a little bit different of a direction. We're going to be talking about inflation. Actually, we're just going to be talking about how cheap shit was when we were growing up compared to what it is now. Leaf, Shadwick, man, how's everything going this week? Shadwick, you had a nice little Braves weekend last weekend on Sunday for the wife's birthday.
Yeah, took the missus down there, and we stayed in our normal area. We noticed some people walking around. They had these little aluminum cups, and I think we all got some of those several years ago. I think they were Coors, maybe, but anyway, over the years, those kind of disappeared from our house, and she saw those, and she hardly ever says, "Oh, I want one of those." As soon as she said that she'd like to have those, I kind of went on a mission to find them in the stadium.
You're like,
You know what the hell? It's our anniversary. Would you bring her a Pepsi?
And I'll have some ketchup on my steak. That's off a steak like some ketchup.
A well done steak.
Yeah, well done steak.
Yeah,
with
that's
ketchup.
So on my mission, I ventured up to the third level, where I found some cool seating I didn't know about before. It's kind of in outfield, but you have like little bistro tables, whatever.
Yeah, man.
And then they got this little beer garden, and I end up finding those cups in the beer garden bar. I went and got Christy after that. I was like, let's go check out this place. It's like a rooftop bar, basically. But one thing I noticed, and I kind of wanted to get you guys' take on this, there were a lot of guys up there with infants, like guys with like the full backpack, I don't know, baby holster thing, and you put on your stomach.
Really?
And there was like a group of like 3 or 4 guys,
Like in The Hangover, he has like the back.
Yeah.
I don't think you should curse around the child. Really? I don't think you should be around a child.
Exactly. Imagine Alan. Imagine 4 Allens hanging around.
Yeah.
Weird.
Is it like?
You check
You
their
think- you think
faces.
their
It could have
wives-
been us from another dimension, man.
No.
It could have been us, man.
No. These guys. I'm just wondering. You think it's like their wives are like, well, sure, honey, you can go to the Braves game with your friends, but you got to take the baby. Because that is disgusting. Like,
Pathetic.
the baby is not going to care. He or she is not going to remember
You could
this.
lock him in a closet and it'd probably be fine. I don't know. I'd just put him in a kennel.
Yeah,
They have like kennels or baby lockers.
Yeah,
for
just
that
you
kind
Just
put
put
a
'em-
baby in a locker and then you
just put them
put a little water bottle in there and they're fine.
Put them on the escalator.
That kid is back on the escalator again.
Honestly,
But-
though, like I that's a good point you bring up. Like I can't imagine like a wife wanting you to bring the kid though.
Yeah, that's
you know what
weird.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's strange to me. It's like like okay, for instance, like let me as a reference, like my mother would never be like, yeah, like take our son to like
to the game or whatever.
to the game
like,
where
that's
the
like
Bills
6 months
swilling.
old,
And it's
yeah.
like you could go.
Like public
So for those of you who don't know, at Truist Stadium where the Braves play, they have this whole little town built outside the stadium. It's called the Battery, and there's a big lawn out there where people will sit. And you don't have to buy a ticket. You can go to any of the restaurants, any of the stores. And you can sit out there right outside the stadium on the lawn and watch on a big screen, which is basically what these guys are doing, except they paid for tickets to go in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
it's weird.
So you got all that baby shit, all that diaper bag and all that crap, and you're going to try to sit in a seat.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And you're going to ruin everybody else's time that's sitting around you because you know that baby's going to shit.
And cry.
Yes, and cry.
They're screeching.
Yeah. And I'm going to be kicking the back of your seat like, shut the fuck up.
You're going to be like, go get my gun, like in the movie theater story.
And I'm going to be like, I'm going to. I'm going to be Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to thank this guy over here for his veteran service. I'm going to clap for one Mets fan that's sitting there by himself. I'm going to laugh at him.
Alone.
Yeah. he's just all shameful in the corner.
No. I just assumed that he went down there to pound off in the nighttime.
He's just crying. You just can't stop it.
I don't know, man. But actually, that was not the worst story of the day. As we were leaving, we were parked on the back side of the stadium. As soon as we pull out into traffic on the road to get back to the interstate, my bladder's like,
Hey, yo.
guess what you forgot to do?
Ooh,
damn, dude.
So we're in completely stopped traffic. It'll go 10 feet and stop. So we get down to, what is there, like 4 or 5 tailgate lots as you're going into the stadium?
Yeah.
So we get to the first one as you're leaving. There's a porta potty there. I'm like, dude, traffic is not moving at all. So I'm driving. I'm like, just swap places with me real quick because I'm going to piss myself before we get to the interstate.
Yeah.
So we get out. She gets in the driver's seat. I run over. Longest piss ever. It had to have been
6 days.
Like to the point. Where I'm like, man.
Oh man, I really got to pee.
No joke, right? So I open up the door, and she is nowhere. Like she's
Traffic's
completely
moved on up, man.
Traffic has moved. She is completely out of sight. Here I am in my little canvas hey dude shoes, running like I'm doing that like smacking run, running down the sidewalk. Cannot see her. She's gone. So I'm running down through there, and there's like a man and his wife or girlfriend, whatever, in a big pickup truck, and their windows down, and the girl goes, 0.7 miles to go. You're doing great.
Shout out to that girl. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
nice. Yeah, I finally, down the hill and around the curve, I finally caught up to her.
And
I just I get in the car and I'm just like,
marathon piss,
and all that beer's like foaming up inside me.
Oh yeah, just sweating through your pores. Speaking of which,
Get out of the street, you fucking bum!
that's what they're saying to you, man.
We can smell you from here.
So this week, man, I'm taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool. That's so cool. Back with some Coors Light, man. Dude, I just like some Coors Light. I always keep some in the house. Shadwick, what do you got, man?
I'm trying something different. A friend recommended this a while back. It's Rogue.
Oh, does it have a back end on it?
It's got a little, yeah. it's got a full bottom. Hazelnut brown nectar.
Oh, nice.
I've had it.
Nectar, actually. Nectar of the gods. What do you think?
I liked it.
Nice.
I thought it was good.
Leaf, what are you rocking with there,
That's
brother?
a pretty good breakfest beer.
I know. Really we're at like 11 a.m. We're all like, "It's booze of the week."
Our wives go home and they're just like, "What are y'all doing?" It's like noon.
We're like, baby's in the closet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, yeehaw!
There it is. Yeah.
The taco, baby. Getting it, dude. Every single day, man. It's just so good. I love a fine Southern Bills. Baby.
Yeah, I'm like, Julie, please don't ever make me take our baby to the game. She's like, we don't have any kids, Chris. And I'm like, yeah, but I just don't want to take the baby.
Yeah.
This is it. She's like, why do you have the harness, though? Like,
where did you get that?
Don't you worry about where I'm keeping stuff.
Dude, I'm just going to get drunk and roll around one of those harnesses and be like, have you seen my baby? Have you seen my baby?
That's some Johnny Knoxville shit right there. That would be worthy of filming. So let's go ahead and get over into the topic, which is inflation, more or less, because how many times have people been like, even us on this podcast, I hadn't been to Taco Bell for a while. I went to Taco Bell and I was like,
What the fuck happened?
Hey,
we put together a list. Not sure if we'll get to it all. Some pertain to today, some don't, like movie rentals and shit, but we threw it in there. So let's go ahead and start off with the aforementioned fast food meals, which I want to start off to like Taco Bell, because that was like a go-to for me. And we're gonna be roughly hitting around between 1997 to 2000, maybe 95, whatever data we can find. Also, this all is going to fall under allegedly, because some of this info was kind of hard to come by. So,
some of it's going to be straight out of memory.
Yeah, so good luck, everybody else. So, Leaf, what do you got, man?
And there's no reason why my memory wouldn't be sharp.
Yeah, I don't understand either,
Yeah, it just come natural.
Yeah, it's just, we need more IPAs. We need more Costner and more IPAs. For your memory, Shadwick. Fucking worry about your health for once. Jesus.
Dude, take care of yourself, Shadwick. Damn it.
I'd rather not be able to remember drinking an IPA.
He's like, I would rather listen to Beautician and the Beast than drink an IPA. So, Leaf, what do you got, man? You got something on fast food for us?
Man, there's so many like different directions like we could go with that. I mean, like the prices obviously have drastically increased, but the menus have changed. Like, of course, like as you basically just mentioned, like I'm sure not only were you like, what the fuck has happened to the prices, but you were also like, where's my damn like nachos Bel Grande? Where's my enchilada? Where's my and I hate like this stupid ass like. One of my friends recently sent me some of the new items, and they're doing this stupid ass system. And like, I know I'm on a rant, just like humor me for a second, where they're like, you guys can vote. Remember the Mexi Melt? Remember like the cheesy Gordita Crunch? You guys can vote for which one of those like comes back. And I'm like, I don't remember signing up for a fucking lottery system to have certain
also
menu
Taco
items.
Bell. I don't know, man. Look, I'm not a fast food expert, but I'm pretty sure all your shit is meat, cheese, and shell. So, like, why does anything ever fucking disappear off your menu?
And he's using the word meat loosely.
Yeah, grade F, I believe. Grade F for fantastic.
Grade F for it's a fucking horse.
Well, I mean, you use the hooves for glue. You got to use the rest of it.
Grade F for fucking horse meat.
Yeah. Use the horse's head to let people know what the fucking score is in their bed. Use the hooves for glue, and the rest of it you got to use it for something. Might as well put it in my Mexican pizza.
Yep.
Your hoovy hooves. Look at my hooves.
It's my hooves! It's my hooves!
I was just, what is this? Soft Taco Supreme kind of guy. Mm-hmm. I was, 2 or 3 of those and some cinnamon twists. Yes. And you're at what, 4? You're under $5 for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
absolutely.
I was my favorite was the Mexican pizza 2 taco supreme meal, and it was like $3.99 or $4.99.
Yeah,
and that's what I drink.
And I could not tell you how many shirts I ruined by trying to eat that while I was driving.
that was the challenge, though, right? Like that was. If you could do that, then you've arrived.
You're a maniac if you try to eat a hard shell taco at all with like anywhere and get it on. Your thing would literally like disintegrate. Like,
dude, the
first bite.
The guy hunch that he does, like Guy Fieri, whenever he's like doing the hunch or whatever, that was probably invented by the Taco Bell taco. Because as soon as you bite it, it's just like.
Yeah, it's like as soon as you bite one end, all the filling from the other ends is like.
So if you guys look at what I sent you, like you'll see the menu here, and like hopefully Chris can like post that up too. Yeah, and you'll see everything's kind of divided from tacos, burritos, quesadilla, nachos. They even have, I don't remember if y'all remember those, the zesty bowls. Did y'all ever get those?
I did
remember
not.
those? And then
I
you have
remember
like
them, but I didn't get them. But see, like you can look here on this. We'll put it up. But the Mexican pizza was $2.49. I'm pretty sure now that meal is like damn near $10. Now, and also we will have to preface this too. Look, man, we did extensive research into our Be Kind, Let's Rewind inflation calculator. And by that, I mean we fucking Googled one. And also those are kind of bullshit because I don't believe them at all when they're like, yeah, you know, today, by like what you make today and what you da-da-da-da-da-da. Look, we'll get to video games, but I have a big piece on that when we get to video games because no. The inflation calculators are not fucking accurate. So
they're not.
Just take them with a grain of salt.
Also, though, like the reason I was going to mention this too, but I'm glad you brought it up. Like it's very difficult to calculate those things, and I think this is one reason they're inaccurate is because you can't adjust for the entire country. Like our country is massive. Like the United States of America is huge. A lot of the stuff that I found, I'm like, no, I know for a fact this wasn't true, and I know you guys will agree with me. Growing up in the same area, what's calculated is not true for our specific area, and I think that's why a lot of the times are so off.
What New York does in California to what Chattanooga does, vastly different.
Yeah, insanely different. Like these prices here, you know, they probably were insanely different other places.
Yeah, even Chattanooga to Atlanta is
it is
vastly different.
Yes, yeah,
it is. It's vastly different. Actually, I had something. Shit stuck in my head this week.
Grab the children! Save the children!
Spot. They're coming through the back door. I legit have had that stuck in my head for like 3 days, and I don't know why, but I'm glad. So,
I could not work with that fucking guy, man. There's just like no Will Ferrell. I couldn't work with him.
I've had Will Ferrell, his Harry Carey impression stuck in my head for like 2 weeks
after the baseball episodes. Yeah.
Hey, Lord, did you gain weight?
It's just like we did the Taco Bell, and you can see the prices. I mean, it's just that's nuts.
Last time I went inside of Taco Bell several years ago, and actually I took a picture of the reason that I'll never go back inside of Taco Bell. And it was one of the customers, but that memory's just stuck in my head. So you can just show this picture here, and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Another one too was like McDonald's. I remember
that's where I was going.
Specifically, McDonald's, $2.99. You got 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a drink. Like
almost everything in the mid to late '90s was about $2.99 at McDonald's. Like quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and a drink, $2.99.
Right.
Royale with cheese, $2.99.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup? What?
Mayonnaise.
God damn.
And it's only gotten worse. Like I did find an inflation calculation from 2014 to 2024 today, and McDonald's has gone up 100% in 10 years. Dude, Popeye's chicken 86%, Taco Bell 81%. No,
dog.
No,
that
ain't it.
Yeah, I think for a meal now at McDonald's, the same thing that was $2.99, I think it's like $8.60 or something like that now.
Yeah.
I will say this: I do know that fast food obviously was way cheaper back then, and it was seemingly faster. But like right now, it's almost cheaper for me to go like out and take my wife to a restaurant and sit down and eat than it is to go pick up some fast food and come home. So
my wife and I, before we went overseas, we actually went to Taco Bell, and I know we didn't get a combo. I think we just ordered like a bunch of things like a la carte. It was like $30, or it was like 28, nearly $30.
What the fuck? If you had $30
we each got
at
3
Taco
items.
Bell in the 90s, you could not eat $30 worth of Taco Bell.
When did Zaxby's come on the scene?
It would have been like probably for us. It would have been mid 2000s.
You go there now, and it's $30 for 2 people.
Oh
for
yeah,
a
easy.
salad. The salads are like $12.99. What spawned the idea of this episode was, I went to a vending machine for the first time in, I don't know, 5-6 years probably. So I don't know, the other day I've been like working through lunch, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the vending machine and grab some peanut M&Ms and a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
And your mistake was you went with your brain from the 90s.
Dude.
You took your 90s brain to a 2024 vending machine.
I've still not bought anything in over 5 years from a vending machine because fucking a bag of peanut M&Ms was $2.
Yep.
And I think a Dr. Pepper was like $2.05.
Yeah. Like it's
kiss my white fuzzy ass.
I remember when the vending machines went to $1, and then I was just like, fucking fuck you. And now I'm just like begging for $1 at a vending machine.
Yeah,
like, where did that go? Like,
you'd be like, sweet one. If you found a $1 vending machine, all three of us would be like, yes, dude.
Oh, dude, there was I remember they had a vending machine with all the generic colas that was 25 cents, like a program at a Lookouts game. It was just 25 cents.
No, I think in school, in high school, 97, 98, we had vending machines. It was no longer the smoking section when we were there, but I mean, you get like hot fries or Funyuns or something. It's like 50 cents.
Yep.
Right, and I think
Coke
maybe
was 50
somewhere
cents.
in that time it went up to like 65 cents. And
Yeah.
we're like,
yo,
what?
We're like, why?
You trying to break us?
Well, it used to be $1, right? $1 you could get like a snack and a fucking canned Coke, and then you're good to go. It'd be 50 cents each.
Yep.
In 1994 to like basically the time period like 1999, the prices for 12-ounce soda and some of the name brand stuff was about 50 cents to $1. It was in that range.
Also, fuck you schools for when Surge came out, and then you put Surge in schools, because I was drinking like 4 of those a day, and I was tweaked out of my fucking mind.
You go to the bathroom, you're like, it looks like Shrek's piss.
It did look like Shrek's piss. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's not poison. It's got juice.
It's got juice in it. Yeah.
Do y'all? But hold on. Do y'all? I want to mention this too because this always made me laugh. Y'all remember that? So like the name brand shit was like 50 cents. Whatever. You remember like the shit crackers and the off-brand ass nuts?
Yeah.
That shit was like 30 cents. Yeah. Like it was way cheaper because it was like 37 years old. Like, nobody bought that. I had to mention that.
Well, they were smart. I mean, they were smart though, because this is prime arcade time too. So if they could keep it round at 50 cents, 75 cents, you had quarters. So
But who controls those pricing? Is it the school or whatever establishment has the vending machine there?
I think it's the
or
same.
Is it big vending really trying to stick it to us?
It is
I
big
could tell
vending.
you exactly, like, because this is all I could find when I looked this up. Like, the truth is, the person that owns the vending machine, which would be anyone, like you could, all three of us could buy a vending machine and like set it up, and we set the prices like we would, like you, me, and Chris.
You just unlocked a childhood memory. My parents actually used to own cigarette vending machines.
Yes,
bring them back.
Yes.
I don't smoke,
Dude.
but those are fucking cool.
I forgot all about. Yeah, my parents fucking hate smoking. But
make $1,
They
baby.
don't hate that money, baby.
Dude,
They don't hate the money, man.
Put those things in.
The money is mine.
fucking
The money.
Put them in. Put them in pool halls. Put them in bars.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I remember
13-year-olds just sucking them down. Baby,
I remember
back in the day.
I remember riding around with my parents and collecting those things. They had those those canvas like zip bags,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just dump quarters in there, just like dumping loads.
Yeah, exactly.
dropping
loads.
So what you could do is like you would make a deal basically with the person around and be like, hey, I'll give you X amount for the space. And then you owned it, and then you set the prices. Like you would decide. And even when I was Googling trying to find out how much it was to buy a Coke in the 90s, from a vending machine, a bunch of the stuff I found was like how to set your prices. Because like evidently they're very lucrative if you can put them in decent areas where they don't get
It'd be lucrative
robbed.
as fuck if you could get a cigarette machine back. I mean, especially like when those like I'm telling you right now though, that's where they went wrong when we were growing up. If they still had the smoking section at school, we would know who was actually cool. Be like, those kids fuck. Like that's what's up. Like you had a dividing line of with the cool kids and the non-cool kids.
If she smoked, she poked.
It's science.
You know,
I know.
What do you want?
She tastes like cigarettes.
Yes, it's so classy.
Every girl I dated.
Let's move off the vending machines and fast foods, and let's go over to movie theater prices because
Let's get off of Mom's.
Yeah,
let's get off yours.
So nailed it.
Shadwick smoked. He was cool.
Yeah, Shadwick
never.
Never. I don't think any of us smoked.
I actually broke up with a couple of girls because they smoked. They were like, oh no, I won't do it. I'll quit for you.
Yeah,
and then I would taste that nasty ashtray.
Yeah.
It was like
it
was like ashtray and Bath and Body Works.
And they all thought they could hide it. They all thought they could outsmart you, and you would never freaking know.
Oh, just a side note too. If you're a pothead, you're not fooling anyone. Anytime that you're like, if I walk into your house or see you on the street, you smell like weed. You think you don't,
stink.
but you smell like
You guys
weed.
notice you smell that like so much more driving down the road now?
Oh yeah. It's either that or skunks.
It's not.
When me and Gibbs were in Charlotte, we would just get waves of it because there's all these apartments that like had like little porches, so we'd be walking to the stadium and it would just be like hit you in the face, and I never could find who was smoking. Like you look around,
What's crazy is
just
like
be carried in by the wind.
you can be going down the interstate now and smell it. Like I guess it's a car in front of you.
Yeah,
makes sense.
The first time that ever happened to me was when my wife and I went to Colorado, like Denver, Colorado.
Oh yeah,
obviously, and it was so strange, like walking down the street, and then just like rolling through a cloud of weed, like smoke. I was just like, it was so weird. And I was just like,
super
what?
Weird.
Yeah, just randomly, like you said.
All right, man. So let's go to the movie theater prices because I didn't have to look shit up because I remembered because we worked there for so long.
Yep.
$6.50 was going to get you into a fucking movie theater.
Wow,
What
dude.
time period was the $6.50?
This would have been 1997, and they went up to $7, probably in '98. 98, 99. So, but it was $6.50, and I think the matinees were like $3.75. So, again, like we talked about in past episodes, you could take $10, go to the mall, play video games, have some Taco Bell from 99-cent shit, and still go see a movie in $10.
Let's go ahead and just marry this topic to date night.
Okay.
Because I told you guys off air, I looked last night and I could not find a 1997 version of the menu from Bennigan's.
Happy, happy anniversary from everyone at Bennigan's. Happy, happy anniversary from everyone at Bennigan's. Get my Bennigan's.
So, yeah, also, I wanted the prices from Bennigan's, but there was one thing off the menu. I cannot remember what it was, but I remember I've been dating this girl for a while, and we went there quite a bit. And whatever that dish was, it had water chestnuts with it. And I remember this specifically because the waiter, he wore way too short of shorts. And
Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911.
Basically, or he looked like one of the
Shout
teachers.
out Thomas Lennon.
I'll have to look up this actor and send it to you. You can put it in post what this guy looked like. But like as we were ordering whatever this was, I think maybe it was an appetizer. The guy just went fucking off about how much he loves water chestnuts. He's like, oh, that comes with water chestnuts. I love water chestnuts. Would you like some extra water chestnuts? I'll get you some extra water chestnuts.
Like
and
a
I
weird
and
thing.
now look, I like water chestnuts fine, but in that moment, I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't want any water chestnuts on it. just to see him completely deflated.
Just to destroy his entire.
Yeah, that guy actually. That guy was Gentry from Major League, and he went and killed himself by a lake after that.
There you go, Shatter. That was his last straw.
And the girl I was dating at the time, she knew what I was doing. She was just like,
She's like, "You're such an ass." So when we were talking about, when you brought up date night, we've covered this before. It wasn't exactly that successful with the ladies back then, but did have some date nights. And you ever unlock a memory and you're just fucking embarrassed as shit? Like you look back and
Constantly.
you're like, me today, I would punch me in the face when I was
That's
17.
why this is the cure to that.
yeah, but if she's told you so many times that she doesn't want you to do that on a date, it's almost like she doth protest too much, right? It's almost like it's almost
suspect.
Yeah. Now it's like she said it. She made such a point of it. She's like, she actually wants you to do that.
Now it's
right?
stuck in my head, and I can't stop thinking.
Now it's just stuck in my head. Now you're coming in the back door.
He's knocking on the back door. Should I let him in? I'm scared.
It's your
Now we're
Save the
now
children.
we're going to watch
Save the
Forrest.
children.
Now we're going to watch Forrest Hump.
Yeah. Dude, I took a girl out it was a girl from church, and we went on a few dates, and took her out to watch the new movie Scream. And I remember
classic.
when I got home and like called her when I got home, I don't know why I thought about this, but I did the whole like, you like scary movies. Like when I called, and I look back on that now, and I'm like, way to fucking that's not even low hanging fruit. That shit's been on the ground for like 4 weeks. Like it's already starting to decompose. Like it's turning into fertilizer at this point.
Did she give you the courtesy laugh?
100%.
Hey.
Yeah. And I was just like, I look back on that, I was like, Jesus, Chris, like what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? God.
So the prices, you're thinking you go to dinner. We weren't drinking at the time, so there's no alcohol on top of
That was a
regular
problem.
food. Yeah,
That was the problem.
But you're getting out. It's probably $12 a person. Like
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
25, maybe $30, maybe $30 to eat, and then it's what 13 to 15 for a movie. So
yeah, and I mean,
so
like
$45, you're getting your belly full, you're getting entertained, and a hand job.
And you know, I don't. You know, do you know how much the condoms cost back then?
No, we never used them.
You ever thought about putting money into condominiums?
I have that written down. I literally have that joke fucking written down next to the
Great minds thinking
Great
alike.
minds, my dear friend. Cheers. Cheers to the stud.
to the fucking stud. So
But you talked about Scream. I wish there was a way I could remember if I got more hand jobs from Scream or Titanic.
Well,
what is it?
If I was a baseball player, I would have been pitching shutouts for all of those because there was none. There was no one. Nobody was touching mine. So
my question
well,
what is it about the Scream movie that just made women want to grab your piece and stroke it to completion?
Horror movies are an aphrodisiac.
I guess so.
I guess so.
That's science.
Shadwick's over here getting handies in the theater, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna try to kiss her tonight.
Yeah, me too. And then like I lean over and she like leans back the other way to reach in her purse, and I just go home and fuck the sleeve of my favorite jacket.
I'm basically like the groundhog. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to kiss a girl for another 6 months, so that's cool.
You know what?
I
You know what
tried.
always didn't make sense to me was the old hole in the popcorn bucket thing. That's fucking stupid.
Well,
like,
the logistics
you're going to
actually
get salt in your
comedically
pee hole.
Comedically, it's hilarious. Practicality is.
It would also be comedically hilarious if someone got salt in their pee hole.
It would be terrible, especially excited.
Also, all the kernels around it too. Like if she grabs it, you're gonna grind kernels and stuff in there. Like there's some problems with it, but I don't want to dive too deep into it because I enjoy that joke. When I see it on TV, it makes me fucking laugh. I think Chappelle even did like on Chappelle show. They had one of the first guy that did that or whatever, and then the girl grabs it and she's like, She's like down with it or whatever.
It's one of those ones that doesn't really work in practicality, but it sure is hilarious.
It also doesn't work because for two people, you never buy a small popcorn.
That's true.
Exactly.
God,
Right.
not at all.
Would have never got there.
Back on,
dude.
let's go over to gas prices. Another one I didn't have to look up because I remember very vividly going to Georgia. This would have been 98, 99 when I was one of my first bands I was playing in, and it was 69 cents a gallon. And the inflation calculator will say, "Oh, well, that's blah 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 what it is today." Again, the inflation calculators are fucking wrong. Like it doesn't work that way. I don't know who made these. We probably should make our own. Leaf, do you have any connections from Japan that can help us with that math? Well, you went to go visit a white person. You guys are racist for thinking that was an Asian joke. That's on you. That's not on me. He was visiting a white person that was an accountant. Thank you very much.
She watches these, so that's going to be really excellent. I'm just going to let that marinate while she rages. So I found gas prices did fluctuate in Tennessee, but what I found in the mid 90s, it sort of reached a peak around 73 cents. So 73 cents. Just as an anecdotal thing. My parents, wanted me to have a reliable car. I was handicapped. They didn't want me breaking down the side of the road. They bought me a brand new 1995 Honda Civic, dude. That ride was, it was so nice.
It was great, and it lasted a long time. And then Gibbs actually jumped and dented the hood one time before we went to Warped Tour.
He dented the hood of my fucking
jumped and
Honda
did like
Civic.
a frog splash on your hood, and then it just had these dents in it till you got rid of it.
So
From then on,
you said Honda Civic.
Honda Civic, yeah.
So you had to put gas in that thing like every 16 days.
Yeah, and and you want to throw up in your mouth. It was $10 or less for a full tank of gas.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'd come out of there. A lot of times, and this is Tennessee, not even Georgia gas. I would come out even for a few years afterwards. Like I could put like I'd have 50 cents or something left over from a 10 spot, and Chris and I would ride around.
Dude, do you remember? I do remember vividly, like now looking back and being like, man, it was so cheap to get gas and blah blah blah. There was one time I remember vividly. We sat outside. We had just got gas, and we were like fucking 17, 18, somewhere in there, and we were sitting by the pump because you could pump back then before, and then go in and pay, and we were just like, let's just fucking drive off. We can do this. Like we were trying to be fucking bad kids, and then we drove off 5 feet, and then I got out of the car and went and paid for the gas. We couldn't even do it.
Well, and just people would run scams, like gas stations would run scams. I went to Panama City with a friend. I was 19 maybe, and we got there late at night on a Friday night. Pulled in, got some gas. He paid with his credit card, right at the pump. Pull off. And we get pulled over, and the cop's like, "Let me see how much gas you got." He just filled it up. He's like, "All right, so thought you got away with it, huh?" Well, what are you talking about? And they're like, "Well, the gas station attendant described your car as driving off without paying."
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? Back then we didn't have like digital banking. We didn't have online banking, so he couldn't show
prove it.
Yeah, it's like, I can't show you right now.
And a lot of those
I paid with my credit card.
A lot of those wouldn't spit out receipts. If it ran out and they didn't have paper, you just wouldn't get a receipt, even if you requested one.
And so the cop was like, well, if you come back over here and you pay in cash for what was taken, then we'll let you go. Well, what choice do you have?
Yeah.
That's
some Mexican police shit.
Yeah,
like I'm just trying to get across the border. Here, take my money.
Yeah.
Be a real shame if something happened to your car.
Yeah, exactly. So
get that tail light fixed. What do you mean?
Yep. So Shadwick, you probably have more experience in this next one than me and Leaf did, but I do remember hotels were very cheap back in the early 90s to 2000s. And I remember the ever-present La Quinta Inn that I stayed at several times in the early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah.
Inn?
And it was like I want to say it was $39.99 a room, man.
I do know movies are bullshit because you can't rent those by the hour.
Yeah.
I think those are motels, and we're completely different subject.
So this one's going to be skewed a little because, back then we didn't care so much like what kind of quality you were staying in.
Oh yeah,
it was just the destination. So you could stay in a place for $49 a night.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And walk across the street to go to the beach, and you're fine.
Yep.
But I'll admit, I'm a little bougie now. I'm a bit of a
little seasoned.
I'm a bit of a dwelling snob. I don't want to worry about bed bugs or giant fucking crab-like insects in the shower.
Yeah.
I used to pay $49 a night for a hotel. It's probably closer to $350 a night now.
Dude, 100%. And even if you go cheap, even if you go look at the cheapest hotels and shit now, like you're not getting out probably under $200 a night. If you get out around $200 a night anywhere, like that's a win. And again, the inflation calculator will say, well, that's actually comparable what it is today. And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. You're lying.
You're
absolutely wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid.
And we only go for the hotels that start with an H.
Yeah, Shadwick's no longer interested in hourly rates. So
no more hourly rates.
I'm
Strange
not,
how when you own your own house, like how
no
much
longer have
you're,
the need.
No longer. Yeah, it's not really want to.
I'm not interested in staying anywhere where the access to the room is outside of the building. If you can, if you can walk from your car, directly to the door, I don't want to stay there.
No,
or investigators have used a black light on your room at any.
There's probably an app for that now. You just use your app on your phone, the black light, and then you say
the black light secret discovery.
Me and Leaf, we went many a times down to Orlando and stuff on. Even when we were doing like martial arts and we were going down there. I remember '99. There was 4 of us in a room, I think, and I don't think that the room was over $70 a night. $60 a night, like so.
Yeah, it was
split between 4 people. It was next to nothing, which is good because we were making $5.15 an hour at the movie theater. So,
dead, bro.
I sent a link to Jay for a cabin if we ever put together the cabin trip again.
Yeah,
which is usually 6 or 7 couples go down there, but this cabin was like $1,900 for the weekend or something.
Oh wow, jeez.
Well, I have a story about that too, because in 1996, when I was 16 or 17, like my family took a trip to Disney World, and we stayed at like the Polynesian Resort, and I actually randomly ran up and found a Reddit paper listing of what it cost, and for the basic ass room, it was $200 a night. And I know y'all want to know what it is like right now, 2023, $713 a night, baby, to stay in the Polynesian. For all you Disney people, also, why are you like that? Like, why all the time at Disney? Like, all the time, man. Ugh. Why do y'all do that? Now, listen, I'm not. My brother watches this. They just went there, and they're there all the time. But they do, like, marathons and shit down there. You know what I mean? Like
all that exercise.
That's what you get for fucking exercising.
Exactly, man. Where's my beer? I drank it all. I'm about to pause and go get another one, dude. Just talking about that.
Yeah.
So, but dude, 200 to 713. And this is the shittiest room at like one of the resorts that you can get. Like at this one.
Did you guys ever go with another family or have one of your friends go with your family on a vacation?
Yes.
So we did that again in Panama City.
Yeah, that's where we did it.
And we stayed in, it was called the Summer House. Dick.
Summer home. What a dick.
But it was like a little like condo. And I think at the time it was pretty nice. Of course, my parents were fitting the bill for this one. But I remember my parents had a minivan.
Nice.
So we took it down there. It broke down while we were there.
Of course.
So we ended up having to stay like another 2 or 3 nights, which is, that's feeding someone else's kid.
God damn, yeah, that's a lot.
But we went to the, what was it called? Like the Treasure Islands water park or something like that.
Yep.
And I remember the dude that came with me, we were teenagers, and he's a big dude. Like he's 6'5" probably, and well over 300 pounds. And he comes down one of those steep slides, you know, he hits the bottom, and as he's coming out, you hear people kind of like snickering, whatever. And it actually like blew apart his swim trunks, and his
big beautiful hairy balls just came flopping out.
Nope. Teeny tiny little dick.
Oh,
poor guy.
Yeah.
No, it was probably regular size. He's just too big.
It's too big.
Come on.
Maybe.
You should.
Tootsie roll.
Oh,
damn it. This is now I'm sad.
Yeah, poor guy.
Poor man, dude.
Shout out to blowing your bathing suit apart.
What? Shout out, man. Hey, wait a minute. We went to Panama City. Didn't Ann and Captain have like a joint down there that like we stayed at?
Yeah.
It was like a trailer, it wasn't a condo, right? It was like a trailer.
This was like, it was called, actually, you probably still can go there. It's called Venture Out in Panama City. It's near the state park, but it's basically like trailers that people have built onto. So you have like the normal trailer, and then there's like another level. It's like almost a split level kind of thing. No, but not really. It's like 2 steps up. But anyway, like it's a whole like bunch of those in there, and we would go. And I want to say there was like 3 of us, me, Leaf, and my friend Matt. I think that dude's like a lawyer now. Probably should get in touch with him again. We'll probably have legal issues as this podcast grows. But he, it was under $300 for a week there.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how much it was. Yeah, but it was like ridiculous. Like we split it.
We've covered the gas, the hotels, date night. This one's hard to do because it doesn't exist anymore. But movie and video game rentals. This was another one that was. We kind of talked off air that this was hard to find because different video rental places had different prices.
It was tough to. And
it wasn't universal. Yeah, so
and
they weren't like, out of the gate. Like some of the new movies would be more expensive. Some of the older movies, I remember they had like there were some that were like 99 cents that you could rent at some places.
And the most expensive ones were in that room that had the saloon doors and the beads.
So that's where we need to start. Did you ever get to go back there? Because I never did.
No.
I don't know anyone that ever went back there. They must have done a good job policing that with shame.
I wanted to go so badly.
Well,
I just wanted to
you know
go
what
in.
it was? It was always weird to me because it was the like mom and pop places that had those.
Oh yeah.
So there was one. The one I went to was called Video Mart, and it was like a silver-haired couple that owned the place, and you don't even want to try to embarrass yourself by sneaking in there.
No, dude.
No,
because you're not gonna get. I just wanted to go back there because you're sure as shit not gonna walk out with a video.
No.
Hell no, man.
You might walk out with a boner.
Bank has once again been filled.
You wanted to see what was back there. It looked so ominous, man.
And they had like the curtain, because we had one on 58 called Video Park, and I liken the vibe to if you've ever been in an adult store, like the adult toys and video store or whatever. It had that vibe. Like as I got older, I was like, why does this feel familiar? Like the probably handful of times I've been in there.
It's just Michael Scott laughing for
exactly
10 minutes.
He hasn't even said a word yet. Just giggling. Gotcha. Whoa.
And I was like, it had the same vibe, and they had that room with the curtain over it or whatever. And I'm just like I remember thinking, as a small kid, I never even knew. And then as I got older, I was like, oh.
I think I stopped at the one. It was almost across the street on the way to Leaf's wedding.
Yeah, you should have. But yeah, it's that one's hard. So I remember that was it $3.99? I remember at Blockbuster it got up to $4.99 for new ones.
I was
but
gonna
that
say
was later though. I mean,
it was
and 99, 2000 probably.
Also, what influenced the price was, and I know I'm like not trying to push, but like we when they introduced DVDs, it made the cassette videos like a lot cheaper because they were worse quality.
Yeah.
You had to rewind them, et cetera, et cetera.
You had to be kind and rewind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So there was
important to do.
Bitches leave.
so
I was gonna tell people to like and subscribe and all the stuff, and then it's just bitches leave.
yeah, well,
Stand by it.
it's what they deserve.
Yeah.
If we ever got in the back, that's what they would have said.
Yeah, they would have said that.
No joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you go to Video Mart and a new release is probably $2.99, but they've only got 2, maybe 3 copies of it. Go to Blockbuster for the same thing. They've probably got 12 copies of it.
Right.
But it's 40 cents more.
Right.
So it's $3.39, $3.49. And then, of course, I think Leaf mentioned off air, you go in 1996 and you pick up a copy of like Action Jackson, and it's like 99 cents.
Yeah, you could get. Remember for some reason there was always multiple copies of like the Munchies or like some random like 80s horror movie. Like dude, you
what
could
was
get those for like $1. You could rent
Critters?
them
Do you remember
what
like
was the
Critters?
That's what I was thinking of. Not Munch. I think Munchies was like the generic version of Critters.
What was the one? What was the one that was coming out of the toilet?
Oh shit!
I gotta look it up. Chris will post. Put it in post.
I'll put it in post.
I think it was Critters.
Was Critters the one that was coming out of the toilet?
And it was like a little furry looking thing or whatever. Like, that it was everywhere. I never saw the movie ever.
Same.
But like
Same.
it was
And
every video game or any
and Troll.
Yep.
Troll was another one.
They were in every movie rental place you would see those. Like it's wild.
But you know what? Even back then, and this is obvious still on like Amazon. If you're going to buy a movie, there's certain movies even back then. I guess they were cult classics, but the price never really went down. Like Commando, Over the Top.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're still classics that people.
Yeah.
Wanted to watch again and just didn't own for whatever reason. I found it. It was the Ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
Yeah,
You got it right. Dude,
I just remembered it.
Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2.
Wow.
They were like coming out of the toilet.
Yeah, dude, and it was like everyone remembers that movie, but no one watched that damn movie.
Never saw
Nobody, dude.
It always had two blocks on the back of it because no one rented it.
Hey, do you remember that some of the smaller places had rubber bands on the thing, and it would have like a little clip if it was checked out? Is that right?
Yeah, or there'd be a tag behind it or something. So
because I think when shoplifting started becoming more prevalent, they started just keeping especially with DVDs, because they would keep all the DVDs back behind. So if you stole it would be an empty case. The VHSs, they did that with like some of the bigger releases, I think, where you'd bring it up there and then they would put the thing in. And
not with the Ghoulies.
It took me.
Not with the Ghoulies. The Ghoulies were always in there, and they were like, "Please, someone take this."
I wonder how many hand jobs the Ghoulies were responsible for in the history of the movie.
Chris, how long did it take you to get a copy of the Care Bears movie?
Like 6 weeks. No, what are you kidding? I had it first day. Care Bears.
Shine on.
Stare. Yeah, Care Bear Stare. All right, so from movie rentals, let's go over to this is where I call complete bullshit on inflation.
This will melt your brain, right?
Is video games, because video games back then were anywhere between $49.99 and $59.99, which is basically what they fucking are right now.
I can tell you exactly. If you want to really have your mind melted. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1996, Mortal Kombat 3 for the Sega Genesis, $69.99. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, rocket forward, 2023, last September, Mortal Kombat 1 for the PS5, $69.99.
This is where inflation is bullshit, and then we're getting fucked. This is evidence that we're getting fucked because
tinfoil hat is on.
Yeah, tinfoil hat is on, Because if there was money to be made in the video game industry, are you telling me they wouldn't fucking continue to like increase their prices? No, because people wouldn't fucking pay it. That's what's happening.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Now look, what was the price of the console for the Sega Genesis in 96?
$199. $199. It was in that documentary.
And what is the price of the new Xbox?
Like $499, $599. But if you do, so if you do inflation on that, like the calculators say that the NES was like $100 or $200 when it came out too. Console prices stayed pretty steady until the computer got more expensive, and then it was like, okay, so when people were like, I got to spend $1,000 to get a solid computer, then video games were like, yeah, so to get our video game system, $600 is nothing then, right?
Right, because
and
they
that's
had
what
to start...
happened in that. It's what happened in the industry, but the games themselves never changed. Like, go look at Mortal Kombat 1 that just released, and then go play Mortal Kombat 3 for SNES, and look, I can have the Mortal Kombat for SNES and probably every SNES game on my fucking phone right now.
Right.
Well, you know what?
Right.
The thing about this though, downloadable games now, right? You don't have to have a CD anymore.
No,
correct?
you don't. But you can still buy a hard copy. That hard copy is still $69.99. I can go to the store and buy it. But
what I'm saying is, there's next to no expense
You've
for
cut
production.
manufacturing costs.
Yeah, but they also got around that with pre-orders back in the day. So you could pre-order a game back in the day. So they knew how many they were making before they went to production and everything. You're right. There are less now, and it's less of a danger. Like same thing with musicians. You can anybody can record an album now, throw it up on Spotify or whatever, and people can buy it, and there's no no cost or whatever. But I'm just saying, for the games to stay the same, that doesn't mean like overlords go watch this and increase video game prices. I'm just saying, like, it's a little fucking fishy that video games have stayed the same for almost 30 fucking years. That's weird.
It is, it is, because I mean, and you look at it, well, prices are set. I mean, that's capitalism, right? Prices are something's only worth what you're willing to pay for it. And if you look at the target audience for Nintendo, for Sega Genesis, for PlayStation, the hardware has gotten expensive. Why? I can tell you why. Because children, they don't buy the machine.
Right.
Parents buy the machine, and parents have a lot more money. Now, when it comes to the games, parents aren't just going to constantly shell out money over and over and over and over again. They're typically purchased by the 515 worker in 1997, 1998 at the movie theater, like Chris, broke asses. So they set the prices to what people will pay. So like Chris is 100% right about that. Yeah, they do technically. It's worked out fine because they've made more money exponentially as they've cut down on production costs and hard copies, because most games now.
And it may also be like the one hit too, right? So there's the one hit for the system. You get the one hit, and then
yes.
I bet video game manufacturers, I bet they changed their whole business model after that whole ET fiasco where they had to bury all those cartridges.
They really did. I mean, that essentially killed Atari.
You know what? We should come up with something that they could download.
Well,
I don't have to give them a hard copy.
That one killed Atari. Like that. Yeah. That was the downfall of Atari, and almost killed the video game industry before Nintendo kind of brought it back. But like, so then they got smart, and like I said, the pre-orders was a big thing, because when a game like Mortal Kombat 1 for Sega and all that came out, like X-Men, like when you couldn't play it because of the snowstorm, all that shit, all that shit that came out, you could pre-order it like we did, and then not only because they were always like, oh, if you pre-order it, you'd usually get like a sticker or some shit, whatever the fuck, but you're guaranteed the game, and you weren't. And with the games back then, so they would sell out, so it was like, hey, if I'm guaranteed the game, then sweet, sign me the fuck up. But that did a favor for them, because they were like, as we're manufacturing this, it's already sold, that unit's done.
Right. I mean, and the video game industry as a whole is far bigger than the movie industry ever was.
That does feel good on the whole.
On the whole, it does.
On the whole, yeah. It's $2.17 billion as of 2022, and Yeah, like it's beyond the
once you
growth
start hitting the
movies.
bees, there's some shit being controlled beyond our
Absolutely.
our
And there
understanding.
Leaf, did you do any research on beer prices?
I did not. That I was gonna say that like I didn't get.
I can tell you for sure that craft beer prices have gone up, and some of your domestics have gone up a little bit. But as long as I can remember, you could get a 40 for 99 cents at a gas station, and you fucking still can.
You still can?
Dude, it was like $1.29 or 99 cents. I saw a sign for it the other day.
They know their target audience.
I think one of the only times I ever drank a 40 was at a fried chicken place in Atlanta, and they just had them, and I got one, and I was like, "This shit is so awful." The chicken is so good. But
I used to get 40s, like if I was riding with someone on a trip, if someone else was driving, I'd get a 40 and drink it on the way.
Nice. Yeah, we would get 40s when we found out. I think this was back when we were still drinking iced beer, so it was like 99 cents or $1.29. But again, like I saw yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, it was like a sign that was like 99 cent for natural light something, or whatever. It may be up to $1.29, $1.59 for a full 40, but it was for sure the 24-ounce can was 99 cents, and I was like, Jesus.
But I think like an 18-pack now is like $25, right?
It depends on where you get it. Now you can go to Costco and get a 36-pack for like $25. So, and that's like domestic or whatever. I think that the inflation on beer has been less because the craft beer industry is making people money. Because if you start looking, I watched this documentary on beer. Go figure. They're like Anheuser-Busch and like some other those companies, bigger companies, have bought these craft beer places. And so these people think they're buying craft beer from like this local brewery, but they're still owned by the big ones. And so they've got their cut of that now, and they can charge more for that beer, even though the manufacturing process is the exact fucking same.
It looked like, according to this, 1995, the average 6-pack was like $6 or so, and then in 2014, it was around like $9.
Okay.
Like 8.5 or 9. So it's steadily gone up with everything else, but you got to make alcohol cheap, man. That's literally one of the only things keeping people from like snapping. There's some people watching this podcast right now that are like red knuckled and just like, you know what I mean, ready to just tear somebody apart. The only thing is that cool 6-pack in the fridge right now. That delicious Rogue or Yeehaw Dunkel, baby, keeping them from like,
man. You're drinking. I miss that. You're drinking Yeehaw Dunkel right now? Boy, that's thick. I love it, but that's thick.
God, I love it. I like the big, thick beers, man.
Drink that with a fork and knife.
Yeah, booze is good food.
All right, man. So let's move off of beer and go to we'll go to our first car.
All right, so let's do the first car that we actually financed ourselves.
Okay, so the first car that I actually did myself. Now this would have been I bought a Jeep from somebody that was 4-wheel drive. It was a friend of my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I got hosed. I got hosed bad on it. Oh, dude, it was like an 89 or some shit, and I bought it, and it was $5,000 that I financed for this used car, and that thing fucking lasted me a year before I had to like just get rid of it.
Was it like a Cherokee or?
Yeah.
It
was. I thought your first one was that Dodge Daytona.
No, that was my first car, but I didn't finance that one myself.
You didn't finance that one yourself. You didn't. I'm pretty
but
sure
that one was also. I think that one was like $4,000, and it was a 1991 Dodge Daytona.
Do you remember what your payments were on that first car?
It was like $300 a month or some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it was insane.
Mine was in '99. I bought a '94 Mustang, and
dang,
it was $8,000. My dad co-signed with me, but I covered the payments, and I think it was somewhere same $325, $375 maybe.
Which is wild because we just recently purchased a car for Julie, and I believe it was in the I don't remember what we put down, not a ton, but it was like. I want to say it was like $25,000, $350 a month. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, how is that staying the fucking same?
How is that?
Like, I guess interest rates, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But
I don't know. Satellites,
there's
wireless
lasers.
It's lasers. It's,
But yes,
stock markets.
Leaf.
So my first car that I did was a 2001 Camry after my Honda Civic died, and my Honda Civic lasted, God,
dude, over 10 years.
It was 10. Yeah, it was like 10 or 11 years. So it was probably 2005. This thing was used. 2001 Camry. I think it was an LE sedan in a dark, delicious, like hunter green color, baby. And that sucker was beautiful, man. Like, I love that car, man. I think my Civic was like my favorite car. But
Oh, dude, that one was. There are a lot of memories in that one.
yeah. The green fucking Toyota Camry was.
Also, if you ever want to fuck, do a mind
Green
fuck.
Machine.
Yeah.
If you ever want to do a mind fuck, drive one of Leaf's cars with the hand controls. And it's a lot harder than you think.
Yeah, so it's basically a regular car, but there is a handle underneath the steering wheel that's like got levers bolted into the accelerator and the brake. And
So it's like the side is a brake and down is like accelerator or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but
you can set it up multiple different ways. But
I had some fun driving that around.
That's why. It seems like anytime I'm behind someone with like a handicap tag, like they're fucking going slow, and I'm like, "Are your thumbs too tired? What's going on?" But,
dude, get away from people with handicap tags, like with the blue tags hanging up, or the handicap tags. I know I got one, but just as a general rule, stay away from those people. They can't drive. Their handicap is affecting their performance.
Yes.
Believe that.
Yes.
They are terrible. Every time I see it, I avoid those people too.
Nice.
I'm like, oh God, they're handicact. They can't drive with shit, dude.
That's straight from the horse's mouth.
and if they
trust.
And if they live in Walker County around here with a handicap tag, you might as well just pull over.
Yeah, dude. If they're Asian, nah.
Good luck, everybody else.
Nah, dude. Slam the brakes. Let them go. Wave them past you, dude.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to this would have been early 2000s for me. Rent. The rent is due, and I remember my first apartment where it was me and Sean. It was $525 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And all you had to do was understand that you may get mugged in the parking lot, and people are probably selling meth all around you. But
so you don't have to say the name of the complex, but where was this?
Behind Bud's Sports Bar, the old Bud's Sports Bar on Brainerd Road.
Okay,
you gotta tell the story about the blood. You have to tell the story.
All right, so there was blood. There was
Sorry,
one
everybody.
morning. We didn't hear anything. We got up like one morning early to whatever and to leave to go. We were going somewhere. I think maybe like a concert or something. And we get out of our apartment, and like it was one of those where you walk in a front door, and then all the apartments, the entrances are inside. And by the mailboxes were like these bloody handprints that went all the way down, sliding on the glass door as if someone was drug out the night before and like
murdered
in the parking lot too. and at this point, we were so desensitized about this shit. We were just like, oh, okay. And we're like 20, 21. We're just like, I guess this is apartment life. Cool, man. Never found out what happened. Still don't know. Like, all I know is that apartment that came up for rent not too long later. So who knows what happened.
So mine was behind the Taco Bell on East Brainerd Road, and it was also in the 550, 575 range, a 2-bedroom. And
I lived there too.
Yeah.
It was probably mid 2000s.
Hidden Creek.
Chris
Yep,
has been
that's
Jordan,
it.
Jordan Chris has gone like worldwide.
Yeah, baby.
So I didn't have blood in my story, but I was I had that Mustang that I was just talking about, and this I had put like a lot of money in this car. Like I actually entered it in a couple of like car shows locally. So I was working third shift, and the the first day I get there, my apartment was on the second level. So as I'm approaching the steps, this guy that his door was like right by the steps, he comes out and he starts talking to me about the car, and like, he seems okay, a little off, you know, but he's like, "That's a nice car, man. You want me to spray paint it for you?" And I was like,
"What the fuck?"
Of course.
And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good. No need." And so I go upstairs, and I'm like, "Man, that dude was so fucking weird. I couldn't sleep. Like, I had to be back at work that night. I couldn't sleep. So I went up to the front desk, and I was like, "Hey, can you tell me about this guy that's living below me?" It's like it's the tenant's son.
Oh, God.
We've ran him off. He's not supposed to be here. Like we'll handle it.
The tenant's son is offering to spray paint cars in the lot?
Dude,
so
at a discount.
Whatever. I think I might went and stayed at my girlfriend's house that day. And next morning after work, come park in. I back in the parking place, and I can see the dude. He's still there. They haven't ran him off. He's like
the tenant's son.
He's like, what? No, he's a grown dude. Like he's older. He's older than I am. Like I'm 19 or 20. He's like 30. Nice. But I see him like peeking through the curtains, like looking at me as I'm parking. I'm like, God damn it. So I get out. I'm walking up there, and he goes, "Hey, you didn't have to call the cops." I was like, "Did I call the cops?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, he's got his hat on. He takes his hat off, and he goes, as he's taking it off, he goes, "I've already had too much problems with the goddamn cops." And you can see where he's been pulling his hair out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so the dude is completely fucking mental, right?
Oh, man.
Like, I think I just walked back to my car and left. I think I went 2 or 3 days, like, not going back home. And it was right at Christmas time. It's the first place on my own, so my folks came over. They were like bringing presents in. My girlfriend and her parents, they were like, everybody's bringing presents in. We're going to do Christmas at my place because it's my first new, my own place, whatever.
Please tell me this guy's involved.
As we are carrying presents in there, he gets a 40 and pours it. He pours it on the ground right in front of the steps where there's no way. It's like, yeah, I'm his homie. Mm-hmm. He wants to make sure that we have to step in it to go up the stairs into my apartment.
God.
And then, so I'm telling my folks about all this, whatever. And then the dude's out in the parking lot 2 days before Christmas. Oh, it's 7:30 at night, and he's trying, or he does, crank up a fucking chainsaw in the parking lot. So we all just like we had taken all those gifts inside, we just start taking them right back to our cars.
We're going away for a bit.
I went back to the office the next day, and I'm like, I also can't control this dude. He's giving me shit every single time I'm going in and out of my apartment. I'm not gonna stay here.
Yeah.
And like they didn't make me like pay any kind of.
They just let you go.
Yeah. I didn't have to pay any kind of fees or anything for like breaking my lease because it was their fault. They couldn't get that dude out.
That's crazy. We also, I remember we came home one time and I was like, man, it kind of smells like sulfur. Like it's like rotten eggs or whatever. And I was like, that's weird. And then I was watching the news the next day, and it was like big drug bust at like our apartment complex. Like they were making meth in my apartment building. Yeah. In hindsight, probably not the best place for too young. Like I think Sean was 19 and I was 21 or something.
Chris is like, what is that smell?
I'm like,
I am so ready.
Run with the lions and tigers and bears.
Yeah, I'm so fucking ready. All right, well let's go ahead and start like wrapping this thing up because this one. Man. Let's start with our. There's the last two that I want to go to, and this is kind of this one is an interesting topic, which is cable television, which more or less doesn't exist now. But as as I predicted 4 years ago, once streaming services started coming up, they're going to
costs
get their
even
money.
more.
Yep, they're going to get their money, and they sure
We
as
talked
fuck
about
did.
this. I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
Like
so
it soon.
so it happened. So now all the streaming services are more expensive, and they're because of increased prices because and that has basically made, if you have like 3 or 4 streaming services and no cable, you're paying as much as you did for cable. Because I remember cable back in the day, I'd pay the cable bill when I lived with my mom, and it was like $60 a month, $70 a month. You're easy paying that with streaming services now. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Netflix alone is like $23, $25 bucks a month. Like Netflix.
Yeah, dude. And they're brilliant because they all have like one thing that everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Max is the only one that has like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
You know, Netflix has a lot of their like original content.
Yeah, they're really popular.
Yeah. Of course, Disney took away the Marvel stuff. So,
yep.
Did they really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I haven't had Disney in a while, but I had it when it first came out.
What do you mean they took it away? Like it's on Disney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's what it means.
like all, like Daredevil and
Oh.
Punisher stuff. You can't watch that on Netflix anymore.
Oh yeah. They took all of it off the other platforms, and it's only
I have a theory, and I actually did it, but then I got too busy with work and also way too lazy. There is a way to rotate these streaming services to watch what you want to watch, and it would have to be set up by what your preference is, and I'm sure there's an algorithm that can exist for this, but it more or less would be this. All right, I've got Hulu for January, Netflix for February, Max for March, and then Paramount April. But you would have to write down what you wanted to watch and be disciplined. And you could get away with that, and it would work. And that's when some people start doing that, that's when they're going to start hitting us with them fucking cell phone contracts. And I guarantee you that's around the corner.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, oh, well, you can sign up, but it's a 1-year deal. Like you're locked in.
And we're officially back to cable, like the last circle closes.
Exactly.
Well, we never really got away from cable because cable, or at least the cost of cable, was tied to your internet.
Yep.
So
exactly.
So right now, I think it's $105 I pay just for internet.
So
right?
I pay like $80, and I've got the gig from EPB. But here's the fun thing about the internet, which actually ties us, and we'll end on this. The internet is cheaper now than it was back in the day when AOL was per the hour or per the minute. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was per the minute.
Per the minute, dude.
And at some point in time, AOL, people were shelling out hundreds of dollars a month because they were addicted to this shit, and they were on it. And then finally, AOL did was it $29.99 or $19.99? What was unlimited
for a month, the monthly disc,
right? And then so you got unlimited, so then that was okay. Yeah. But even then, so it's $29.99 for like your internet. Super slow speeds. I mean, like you're going through your phone line. Yeah. And so now, I mean, comparatively speaking, I could get internet for $40 or $50 a month. That would blow that out of the water. So comparatively speaking, the internet really hasn't gone up very much because guess what? It's just a fucking line.
So
with your
$88, is that, do you have to have a phone line?
No.
See, that's where I'm getting fucked a little bit because ours is through RTC.
Yeah, so
it's
bundle.
It's gig. Yeah, it's gig, but you have to have a phone
line. Bundaroo.
Even though, yeah, even though I don't have a landline that I use, I don't have a phone attached to it, but I do have a phone number that I'm charged for that I don't want.
Like a landline?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they have to, because they do this like bundle thing, and they look at us and they're like, okay, so if we can get them to buy these 3 things, then
I bet that tastes good.
There, I just had to get it in.
That's your coworker who hates it.
So real quick though, on the list, TVs. So the first thing I financed. Oh yeah. Indeed. So the first thing I financed by myself was a Hitachi 57-inch TV from Sears.
Oh, nice.
I got like a Sears account. That motherfucker was $2,800.
Dude, I got a I think I
and
financed an
2,800
Xbox.
pounds.
Yeah, I think I financed an Xbox from Sears. And I don't even want to know what I paid for it. Actually, I even did the dumb shit where, remember I got a Dell dude and all that shit? I was paying $25 a month for a Dell, and the Dell, that Dell computer was not more than $300.
Yeah.
And I bet I paid that fucking thing for like
I like to think about Adele like an apple in her mouth.
Thank you, Norm.
Yeah, me
yes,
too.
but like I was getting just raped by interest rates. Like it was just so bad that I paid all that money.
First thing I did was a plasma television from Best Buy, dude.
And you worked there, right?
I worked there, yeah. So like, I thought I was getting a good deal. It was like $700. I probably paid like fucking $1,800 by the time I was done.
When did you work at Best Buy? What year?
It was like 2013, 2014 to like 20.
You know what? I think I remember you working there, but I didn't know you at the time.
You probably did. I was the only one in the wheelchair. I worked in the appliance section though.
Yeah.
It wasn't the normal like Best Buy. We had different uniforms.
Let's end this episode with one of my favorite stories from you. This is just a cautionary tale of everybody that goes to shop at these places and listens to these salesmen. One of your coworkers was selling something. They were selling a refrigerator to somebody, and it was an older couple. And this guy was just like, he was like, what's the difference between this refrigerator and this refrigerator? And he's like, well, this one has a flux capacitor.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Like it's the idea that it's like this happens a lot. Like when you're selling appliances, like everyone thinks they can come in and haggle. Like it's like Bangladesh or some bullshit. Like I don't understand why people still exist that think they can come in and treat appliances like a car.
Talk you down.
That's I'm gonna give you a good deal. You just watch, man. I just do this for a living. And so they come in and they want to act like they know everything and that they know the best, like, you know, they're up to date, like on all the technology. And I can tell you, like, without a shadow of a doubt, like I was exceptionally, like everyone that worked at Best Buy was well trained. Like we knew the latest stuff. Like they made sure they trained us on it. And I've been out of the game for a long time. If I went back, I wouldn't know dick about, you know, the stuff they've had now. Technology advances really fast. So that guy was just getting absolutely gaped in front of us because he wanted to act like he knew everything. And then he was just, whoa.
Are you comfortable with the word gaped?
Yeah, I am comfortable with that. Yeah, I'm a gamer still. All right,
you're a gaper.
Yeah,
I'm a gaping gamer because like I still play game. Dude, my hobby the price hasn't changed. All right, I won.
You did win.
It's still cheap. Yeah.
Instead of flux capacitor, which everyone knows, what was the thing that Sega Genesis said that they had?
Blast processing.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't.
Yes, that's what he should have gone with.
Well, I mean, the joke's on us. They did that to us on a fucking national commercial.
It worked once. It worked once before.
But I saw this dude. He saw the old guy was just like, "You hear that, honey? It's got a flux capacitor."
Yeah,
and he's like, "We'll take this one." That was it. So
it's obviously unethical to do, but like, I mean, you know,
also hilarious.
I don't have anger issues.
And with Shadwick's anger issues,
check that back.
Let's go ahead and take it over, guys, to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
In Virginia, police are looking for a stripper who stabbed a man for telling her she was too fat to strip. Police warn that the woman is armed and extremely fat.